Question number 1, and these came from YouTube. My dog has very bad food intolerances and now he is on Purina Gastrointestinal, but he's still having issues. Well, thank you so much for the question. And whenever we go into the ingredients of some of these veterinary prescription diets, we see that the ingredients sometimes can be a bit deceiving. So for Purina Gastrointestinal, which claims to be a food that is tailored to your dog's upset stomach and intended to solve those gastrointestinal issues, we have some pretty vague ingredients. We have rice, corn, pea protein, dried poultry protein, dried beet pulp, and then we have some digest and soy protein and coconut oil, pork fat, diglycerides, soya oil, fish oil, and inulin. So the first few ingredients are a bunch of nothingness, if you ask me. We have rice. Rice needs to be cooked in order for your dog to be able to digest it, and even then, rice is not the most appropriate food for your dog. If you look at your dog's teeth, if you look at your dog's short gut, if you look at your dog's anatomy, they're not really designed to eat rice. And whenever you give a dog rice, that rice goes all over the place. Rice is inflammatory, rice is a high glycemic carbohydrate, and dogs have a hard time digesting some of these ingredients like rice. So yeah, I wouldn't be feeding my dog rice. So corn, again, corn in dog food. I don't like corn in dog food. I don't eat too much corn myself. I'm a bit wary about it. It's when it comes to you, when it gets to you rather, it's ultra processed. So you know deep down that this is not the best ingredient for yourself, let alone for a dog with gastrointestinal issues. We then have dried poultry protein, which is not the poultry, is the protein, and poultry is unspecific. So if your dog has an upset stomach, we have to be able to identify or try to identify what we are giving the dog in order for us to make a one-to-one correlation and causation as to what is going on with our dog's tummy. So poultry is very vague. We don't know whether that's chicken, it's duck, it's quail, we have no idea. And then we have a bunch of other stuff. Coconut oil is good, I like digest, but soya protein, not the actual soya, but the protein, we add a layer of complexity, we add another layer of manufacturing and processing, which is, in my opinion, not the best for our dog. And then we have pork fat, which is great because at least we know that we are giving our dog pork from that animal. So that's good. But again, rice, corn, pea protein, dried poultry protein, and they claim here that they're highly digestible ingredients. In my opinion, these is a car crash of a dog food, and I would never feed this. So if you have a dog with a gastrointestinal issue, if it's maybe like a 2-3 day thing, you could try with white fish only. I really enjoy that. Maybe add a natural probiotic. We can try kefir, we can try natural yogurt, a dollop of natural yogurt. Those will be quite mild yet nutritious sources. And then eventually you are going to have to find some sort of food that works for your dog. I would suggest you do a single protein food for now. Try something rare, like a rare meat, something like pheasant or kangaroo or goat. You know, those tend to be less common than chicken or beef or salmon, for example, and they tend to be a bit better for your dog. But again, we don't know without an allergy test, a full blood allergy test. And if your dog still has gastrointestinal issues and it's a recurring thing, you are going to have to see what you can do in terms of treats and food. Keep it all to one single protein. Keep it all very, very simple. Try not to give your dog too many vague ingredients. Add a probiotic, a natural probiotic, but as we tell people all the time, don't try everything at once because we won't know what's working. So don't try this, and this. Only try one thing at a time. And so that way we will be able to see whether the dog makes progress or not. If you start giving the dog this, that, and the other, then we won't know whether something is working or not. A lot of food, a lot of treats, for example, use chicken as a binder or animal fats as a binder. And again, I would stay away from those because at the end of the day, we don't want to feed our sick dog meat and animal derivatives. I want to know that if my dog has gastrointestinal issues and my dog is okay with goat and kangaroo, whenever I see 100% goat treats or 100% kangaroo treats, my dog is going to be okay, whether that's, one treat or another. But if I give my dog a treat, a gravy bone, for example, those are cereals, meat and animal derivatives, and sugar. And those are not the best treats for healthy dogs, let alone gastrointestinal issued dogs, or dogs with gastrointestinal issues, rather. The next question, well, thank you so much for your time, sir, in explaining this properly, as well as the advice and sorting out the real cause of skin allergies of our fur babies. And these came from YouTube, so thank you so much. I made a video on skin allergies and what triggers skin allergies. And I think this is not very well explained sometimes by a lot of people. In reality, it's an immunodeficiency whenever we talk about skin allergies. We have dermatitis. Itis means inflammation. It is the inflammation of the dermis, inflammation of the skin. Your dog's skin is getting a bit aggravated for a multitude of reasons. And in the video, I say that those reasons can be breed specific, they can be environmental, or they can be nutrition. And whenever we identify that something is going on with our dog, we have to be able to at least hint where that deficiency is coming from or where that problem is coming from. Sometimes with the change of season, that's just the way some dogs are affected or react to a new season. Sometimes we have breeds that are inherently more prone to having issues, like French bulldogs, for example, like short-nosed dogs. Some of those dogs that have been tailored to look a very, very specific way tend to be a bit more prone to having allergies and having problems. And skin issues are one of those things. Then we have other dogs with very delicate coats, things like Samoyeds, for example. All that fur needs to be maintained. We know that roughly 30% of your dog's overall protein intake, all those amino acids, go into repairing coat, into coat maintenance. So you have to keep up those amino acids quite high, that protein source in your dog's food quite high. And that is something that I want you to pay attention to whenever we talk about dog allergies. And the last bit I wanted to touch on today was, it was a customer that came in and he had a border terrier, and the border terrier had a multitude of allergies. And we were talking, me and this gentleman, and the gentleman was saying that, well, the dog keeps having recurring bouts of gastrointestinal issues, and they come and they go and they come and they go, and we can't really pinpoint what could be the reason or the trigger. And I suggested, or I asked, what probiotics do you give your dog? Because at the end of the day, if you have a sensitive stomach, if you naturally have a sensitive tummy, that problem needs to be addressed first, so that we can then add food and put food into that stomach, and for that stomach to be able to cope, aka i.e. probiotics. So what probiotics are we giving our dog in order to strengthen our dog's gut? We have sources of fiber, we have sources of soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. We talk about this all the time. We have chia seeds, and whenever we give chia seeds to our dogs, or we have them ourselves, they dissolve in the stomach, creating a bit of a mucus, and that protects and that helps your dog's gut from digesting some of those heavy foods initially. We also have things like fur. Those are insoluble fiber. Things like oats, those can be fiber. They can be really, really good because they absorb a lot of water and they can help. We have natural psyllium husk. That's another source of a probiotic. We have kefir, we have natural yogurt. And all these things, if you have a dog with recurring allergies, and this allergy was a nutritional allergy, we, apart from putting the dog on something better, on giving the dog a better diet and a better food, highly digestible protein, something with omega-3s, anti-inflammatories, something easily digestible. If we have a dog with a very sensitive allergy or a very sensitive stomach, we don't want to be giving our dog something that's going to be hard for them to digest, like lamb or like venison, for example, like bison. You know, we want to give our dog something like duck or chicken or turkey. It's a bit easier, gentler on the stomach. Something fish, always omega-3s, anti-inflammatories. Think of older people and younger people. Whenever you're young, you can eat whatever you want and nothing phases you. You can eat 6 McDonald's every day and everything is fine. As you get older, those McDonald's take a toll on you, and you have to sometimes eat feta cheese salads instead. So think the same for your dog. What can I give my dog that's easier on their stomach, easier for their allergies? And then we need to try to add some sort of probiotics. So add a probiotic, one probiotic at a time, and yeah, the dog should be a lot better off. So let me know in the questions, what are you struggling with? And I'll see you in the next one. Happy New Year.